Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be going over a firearm that eluded me for a while. I did ended up finally getting it. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the Glock 19X. So the Glock 19X was actually submitted to the military to try to get the contract after Beretta's expired. There was a lot of other companies that went up against them, and SIG ultimately ended up getting the contract. So one of the downsides for the Glock was it wasn't modular enough, is what the military was saying. So the ones that they did produce, they released to the civilian population. And it's just cool, like peanut butter color. And it does come with the night sights. It comes with two 19-round magazines and one 17-round mag. So, and Glock has never released a firearm, to my knowledge, that came with night sights. And for whatever reason, when they did this, they ended up doing like a little, I don't know, like a bump here in the front. I'm not sure why they did it. But this one will only accept the Gen 3 mags, as to where the one that came out after this was the Glock 45, which is a 9mm. That one will accept the Gen 3 mags, and I believe they're the Gen 4 mags. So this was a Gen 4 release, so it does have the Glock like little stippling down here, and it also came with two back straps. So this is the thicker of the back straps I do have on here, and it does come with a little lanyard down at the bottom. So I'm going to show you that it's unloaded. It is unloaded. So what this was a Glock 19 slide on a Glock 17 kind of handle. So it was a hybrid. And when they did this, SIG started doing it. They submitted one called, it was the 320, and it ended up coming out. They have a full-size version that's a 17, and then they have a mid-size version that's it's called a M18. So, but Glock did release these to the civilian population. The triggers on these, from what I've heard on the internet, is kind of hit or miss on them. I believe that this one I ended up with does have a good trigger. So I'm going to show you that trigger pull. You get your reset. It breaks, and nice, clean, crisp trigger pull afterwards for your follow-up shot. I will say that I really enjoy shooting this one. I really enjoy being on the range with this. As far as concealed carry, it is kind of big with the handle. So, if you're a bigger guy, you have no problem concealing this probably. And if you're wearing like a jacket or something, you could conceal carry this. But this is this is a duty gun. And this is something that was submitted to try to get the contract for the military. And to be honest with you, I have kind of like a love-hate relationship with Glock. I'm not sure what the deal is with it, but I guess I get tired of Glocks. I don't really know. But I always have one in my collection, at least one. And my first gun I ever purchased was a Gen 3 Glock 23, which is the mid-size 40. So there's always a Glock in my little arsenal, and they perform. They work. Glock has a very high reputation for their firearms just working. And I know a lot of people out there, I guess they call them fanboys or whatever. There's a lot of Glock people out there that swear by Glock. And when you ask, other than the reliability, you don't really get any other answer, right? But Glock is they definitely do perform. And this one does come with the ambi slide release. There's one on this side here, one on this side here, and the magazine button or magazine release does swap, so you can make it a left-handed shooter gun. I am running the TRL 1 Streamlight on it. This is it's a big light, but it's definitely bright. It works. And for a duty pistol or I guess a combat pistol, I would definitely carry this on me. Um, I do enjoy shooting this. This is probably one of my favorite Glocks to shoot. So it does come, like I said earlier, with a 17 round mag, and it does come with two 19 round mags from the factory. So running the light on here, unloaded, it weighs 25 ounces. Loaded with the 19 round mag, it weighs 36 ounces. And then loaded with the 17 round mag, unloaded with the 17 round mag, it weighs 34.7 ounces. So you take the light off, unloaded with the light off, just from the factory, is 21.7 ounces. Unloaded, yeah. And then you got loaded with the 19 round mags with no light, you're looking at 32.2 ounces. And loaded with the 17 round mag without the light, you're looking at 30.7 ounces. One of the things about Glock is there's a lot of aftermarket parts. You can make a Glock whatever you want it to be. You can make it, a competition gun. You can make it. There's so many parts out there for Glock. It's kind of insane. So, as far as not being modular enough, I'm not really sure where they came out with that, but the parts are out there. A lot of the parts are interchangeable, between different calibers, even with the exception of the barrel. But a lot of the, your slide releases, your tape down levers, your mag buttons, your triggers, a lot of them are the same in a lot of the different models. So I don't understand the whole not being modular enough. And the aftermarket parts are out there. So I know in my Taurus video, I talked about how, you kind of got to pick the light first and then, or find a holster to go with the light and then go. So I did pick up, this is a Bravo concealment. So this is an inside the waistband holster for it with the light, with a TRL7. It is very big when you try to conceal carry this thing inside the waistband. It's a very big block. It's heavy. It can be pretty uncomfortable. So, and then I also picked up a cheaper holster for inside the waistband without the light. So it's just this one is a Polecraft. It was just an eBay or Amazon purchase. But as far as like inside the waistband on these Kydex holsters, one thing when you're purchasing your holsters you want to look at is these concealment or inside waistband. A lot of them just have this little hook on here, right? So that hook's got to grab onto your belt loop. Or some of these things can be really hard to pull the firearm out. So when you're looking for your concealed holsters, that's one thing to keep in mind is the holster might be nice, it might work nice, but are you going to be able to pull that firearm out of that holster while it's clipped onto you? That's been an issue with a couple of holsters I have gotten in the past. That's just something to keep in mind. But overall, this gun, I mean, it performs well. It's pretty accurate straight out of the box. The sights are pretty on. The sights they're still glowing. So the glow in the lights have lasted a very long time. And I would really like to see Glock, continue with the night sights. I know that I haven't seen anything else, but I wish that they would go ahead and start putting the night sights on there, because that's one of the first things you do. A lot of the Glocks are used for duty pistols, so or law enforcement, right? So I wish out of the box that they would come with their own night sights. I think that'd be awesome. And the night sights, I believe they are metal. They're not a cheap, glow paint plastic night sights. They seem pretty sturdy. So, and then Glock after this released a Glock 45, which is pretty much this with the upgrades. They listened to their customers a little bit and did different upgrades on it. So it's like the beginning of Gen 5, I believe, right? So, but yeah, the 19X, I love this. I'm going to call it peanut butter. I know I heard a couple other people call it peanut butter. Garant Thumb actually called it peanut butter, but I really like the coating on this. I really like the color. This is like a shiny bronze, like peanut butter color, right? So they did a really good job with this, though. And if you don't have a 19X, this is definitely one to go out and get. So it's definitely a fun range gun. It comes with the magazines. A lot of firearms come with very, one, maybe two magazines. And then some of them's hard to get, like the Canics out there. The Canics are hard to get aftermarket mags. Once you purchase a Canic, you're pretty much stuck with what you got. But the Glocks, the accessories are out there, the stuff's out there. As far as changing this one up, I'll run the light on it, but I'm not messing with this one. This is definitely, in my opinion, going to be a collector's item, later on down the road. So, well, thank you guys for tuning in. If there's any guns that you would like me to review, or you think that you'd like to see, or whatever the case, let me know in the comments. If you have any other requests or any other questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer everybody. But yeah, stay safe and have a good day.